Well, hey everyone, and welcome back to the Scriptable Objects skills tutorial in Unity. This will be the last one in this series, and we're going to finish it up today by go ahead and setting it up to where the player can actually have a list of skills. We can go ahead and get them initialized, and then we can just toggle between which ones we're going to use, and then we can go ahead and just use them. So what we'll do is we will go inside of here, and let's go to the player controller. So what we can do is, we got the public owner. What we want to do is come down here. We got one skill, and then it just uses it. Well, let's actually make this a list of skills. Okay. All the skills. Wow. Like this. And then what we'll do is, we can go into here and do for each skill in skills. We can just come into here and do skill dot initialize, and then we can give it its owner, which we know is just the object, the game object that's attached to this. So we can just set it, we just initialize it to this owner. That's all that we're going to do. So I have a list of skills, and the owner will be associated with it. So we'll do that, and inside of here, when we press E, we want to use skill.use. Well, that's very simple. All we need is to know what's the current skill. So like what we can do is do private skill current skill. And then all we're going to do is we're going to loop through, initialize them, and then just set the current skill to the default of skills 0. Whichever one it is. And then we're just going to do current skill dot use. So whichever the default skill is we're going to use. Well, you're like, well, man, how do I know which one we're using? Well, we'll just come into here and we'll just this is just for simplicity purposes. So later on, you see how we have this public list of skills, right? Well, let's say you want to go and make a bunch of other skills in your game. You can. And let's say you go and make a skill tree. You can do that. And each skill tree, when you unlock that specific skill in the skill tree, it goes into this player controller and goes to skills.add, and it adds that skill. You can do that. And once it's added, it can rotate. It'll be in this list. So now the player can actually use it in the game. You just got to remember to initialize it to the owner and then just add it to the list. Well, inside of here, all you got to do is let's just say we'll do, this is just for testing purposes. So input dot get key down. We'll do, let's do Q. Let's just do A and D. So key code dot A. Okay. If we input the A, what we want to do is we want to set current skill to skill. We could do it that way. I guess we could. So what we'll do is make a private int. And it'll be skill index. Okay. So the skill index, this will just be for looping around. That's all it'll be. So we'll just set the skill index by default is 0. So bam. Oops. Okay. We can just set it to the skill index of this. So when we do A, all we gotta do is just it's gonna be the current skill. So we'll just say skill index. Okay. Skill index minus. We'll just minus the skill index. And then we'll loop through. So if the skill index is less than 0, we'll set skill index to the skills list dot length. Oh, count. -1. So basically what's going to happen is when you press the A button, it's going to deduct 1 from the skill index. So if it's already 0, when you deduct it, it's going to be -1. So it's going to say, well, if your skill index is less than 0, which it is, set the skill index to skills.count -1. If you have 2 skills, it's going to set it to 2 minus 1, which is 1. So the skill index is going to be 1. So we can just come into here. We don't even need this because that's just going to keep reassigning. We just do skill index. This. We know the skill index is 0. We just do that. And then in here, we can just do skills at skill index. Use. That's if you press A. Well, we're going to do else if here. And we'll do input. So then it'll just keep moving back and forth. Well, let's say you want to go up. We can just do this. If it's D, go ahead and this real quick. And then we'll just do the same thing as this, but in the other direction. So what we'll do is actually this. Skill index plus. If the skill index is greater than the skill count -1, set the skill index to 0. We're gonna go back. Basically what you're saying is like, hey, if this, you can increase it. So if it's already at skill index 1, you have 2 in the list, that's 1. 1 plus the skill index is going to make 2. If 2 is greater than the skill count -1, which it is, set it back to 0. And then just use whatever skill you have. We're doing else if because you don't want to press A and D at the same time and get a bunch of madness. You don't want to press A, E, you don't want to press A, D, and E at the same time either. So then we'll just else. If input A, change your skill index. If D, skill index. Else if it's E, just use the skill. So that's just something simple. There's a lot of ways you can do it, but we'll just do that. Make it super simple. Come on. Alright, and then player. Gotta have a list of skills, sir. There you go. Boom. No skills. We're going to change that. We're going to lock the inspector. That way we can come into the skills. And we'll give the body slam first. Drag it into there. And then we'll give him a fireball. Bam. Now you got a fire. Happening. Now you got a body slam and a fireball. So, what we can do is to verify that it's actually working, we can make the index serializable. Serialized field, so we can actually look at it in the inspector and see what it is. Alright, so we got a skill index of 0. So we'll come into here and I'm just going to press the buttons. Okay, we'll go ahead and press A. If we press, well, we'll go ahead and make it simple. We'll press the letter D. We'll press D, it should go up 1. Skill index should go to 1. Okay. It went to 1. If we press D again, it should wrap to 0. It does. If we press D1, if we press A, it should go to 0. If we press A again, it should go to 1. Awesome. If we press E, We got a fireball. Boom, boom, boom. Now we're going to activate skill body slam. So there you go. So basically what was happening is when you press A and you press D, you're just switching between what skills to use, but these are the list of skills. So if you have a skill tree system, and the skill tree visually just shows the sprites that are here, and you click, you buy a skill with a skill point. Okay, cool. That means that skill should get added to this list, and then you don't even have to worry about it. You can just keep looping through your skills. And it does get a little different. Like if you want to have the player to have only 3 skills he can use at one time, then you would have those 3 skills up here, and you would specify when you click this button, he does this skill versus the other 2. This was something that, you know, it had been on my heart for a little while to go and make a video on. Having a background in game development, it's really fun to be able to do this kind of stuff and be able to share the knowledge that I have. It's not perfect. There's really no wrong way to do things. It's really just about going out there and doing what you're passionate about. This is just, it's really fun for me. I really like messing around in Unity. When I was in college, this is the game engine we used. We did use OpenGL, but we spent a lot of time in Unity, and majority of our games were made inside of Unity, and it just, you know, it became really close to it, and this is what I like to do. So, you know, any of you can expand off this. You can go ahead and make more. You can make other scripts if you want, and just do all kinds of cool stuff with this. And I really hope y'all enjoyed the tutorial. If y'all have any comments, questions, or concerns, let me know. If you have any issues, I can go ahead and try and get them resolved for you and work with you on it. I'll see about how I can go and get the project put inside of a zip file, so you can download it on here if you want, so you can actually look at it and see how everything was, so you can have access to the different scripts and the little sprites and things like that. So, but I appreciate it. I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial. I enjoy making them. I hope people enjoy watching them. I hope to see y'all. I hope to be able to continue to do these, and you'll continue to enjoy the outcome. So thank you all. Have a blessed weekend. Bye.